I'd just like to say, on behalf of a Liverpool fan and a lot of Liverpool fans, not just Liverpool fans, of course, by proxy, it's a lot of clubs that play in the Champions League, the Europa League, even the FA, of course, for the FA Cup and things like this. I'd just like to say that it's a disgrace what football organisations and football and governing bodies are doing for the fans of football. I'm not really sure how to word it in any other way, but it's disgraceful. It really is. I saw a tweet by I think it's Atletico Madrid fans after they found out their allocation for the Europa League final that they're going to play against Marseille. I think it's next Wednesday. I think it's going to be the Europa League final. And it was a diagram of the stadium that they're going to play. And I'm not even sure what stadium it is, but it's literally a quarter of the stadium that's allocated to Atletico fans. And I'd imagine a quarter to Marseille, which for me is absolutely fundamentally the reason why football is dying a death in some countries, and in retrospect to the fans, football is just dying a horrible death. Fans are being priced out of the game so much these days. It's happened. We see it in England all the time. Of course, we need to get back on track with that. Freezing ticket prices is a good step, and a lot of clubs this year, and I think for the coming years, have done so. But for the next number of years, we need to work side by side with football clubs. Of course, places like Ball Street, they help with this. Fan channels and others. People who gain a large fan base and a large support from people are able to try and talk with these football clubs and these organisations that are controlling ticket prices. And I think it's really important that we start having this conversation as quickly as possible to be able to stop ticket prices being so high for fans, because especially a club like Liverpool, look, the area is a working class city. Everybody around in the surrounding areas, it's the same. We're not higher class, we're not upper class. We can't just pay through our nose and not be worried about, bills throughout the week and the months prior to that. Outside of football, people have lives. Let's face it, something I've had to come to terms with, because football's my life in a way. I've played since I was 6. I've watched football for as long as I can remember. Liverpool have always been my team. However, I've learned, and a very hard lesson in the recent years, that football isn't everything. Football is not everything, because football on a weekend is 90 minutes. And once that 90 minutes is over, you go back to something called real life. And in real life, money's hard. It's a hard place to live, especially with all the politics going on in this world. Money's just a massive thing for people, and not a lot of people have money. And for fans to go and watch football, especially the money that's generated into football from higher sources, fans are emptying their pockets every week to watch their favourite players, their heroes on the pitch, because they love it so much, and they're being exploited. They really are. And things like that, and things like allocations for cup finals. I know that the FA Cup final, they brought out a new pricing list after the semi-finals, and their ticket prices have gone up a massive amount. So people could be sitting in the same seat for the FA Cup final as they were in the semi-final and have to pay about 40% more. And that to me is ridiculous. It's all corporate, and it's all trying to make the big suits. It's for money, of course it is. It's for money, absolutely. And these people need to make their money. That's fine. They make enough of it off the fans, but they obviously want a lot more from the corporate bigwigs, the suits, the ties and stuff like that, the people at the FA Cup finals, and of course, as well, the European finals. Kiev, Liverpool against Madrid. We're playing in a 70,000 seater stadium. Yet Liverpool fans and Real Madrid fans, I think, are only been given 26,000 tickets between them. Now work that out. That's just over 50,000. Another 20,000 of the stadium are populated by corporate boxes, corporate people, and I just don't understand it. I really don't. For someone like me, I'd never in my lifetime would I ever be able to afford, the travelling, the accommodation, and the price ticket itself, the match ticket itself, to go to Kiev and watch a football match. I'd have to save up for a while to be able to do that. And this isn't a gripe, just about me personally. This is a bigger issue and a bigger thing, and I'd really like the conversation to start for fans to just stop being priced out of football. You know, football is these people's lives at the end of the day. You know, they choose to go and support their team. I understand that, but they are the people. The fans are what makes football football. You know, if you see Mo Salah go and put a worldie top in against Roma in the Champions League semi-final, and nothing. You hear the players celebrating, and silence. The moment's gone. You know, the moment doesn't even exist. The reason why Mo Salah's goal is so good, the reason why he scored 43 goals this season, and every single one of them are made better with the fact that he's got 50-odd thousand scousers most of the time at Anfield cheering him on. You know, the Mo Salah chant, the LA chant, all this stuff, you know. And this isn't just, again, it's not at Liverpool fans, it's generalised around the world. Football is nothing without the fans, and this term has been used a lot, and I understand that. It can be quite boring to hear the same thing over and over again, but a cliche is a cliche for a reason. Football without fans is absolutely zero, and people need to remember that. And clubs of football, the owners of football clubs, the owners of these organisations, you know, the Premier League, FIFA, FA, UEFA, and again, individual clubs need to realise that pricing of tickets and the allocation of tickets for cup finals and massive games needs to be at a more friendly level for fans to be able to afford and to be able to get there. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm just a 21-year-old fucking armchair supporter. So, for what it's worth, that's my views. Thank you for watching. Click the thumbs up button if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of possibly Nabil Fekir coming into Liverpool and also Joe Gomez's injury. And of course, let me know what you thought about my little rant on UEFA, FIFA, and all the people in power. I was going to use a stronger word, but I probably shouldn't. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.